Welcome to week 3. This week we'll make the transition from text-based content creation to content that's more graphically oriented. For some of you, the prospect of creating graphics might be a little scary, but it doesn't have to be. In their basic forms, graphics can be simple screen captures of one's computer display, photographs taken by a smartphone, public domain images copied from the web, or even basic clip art and charts. While you certainly can get pretty sophisticated in creating your images using graphic editing programs like Photoshop and GIMP, GIMP is an open source alternative to Photoshop, keep in mind that there's not always a return for a large time investment in image development. While we want to offer good, accurate, and appealing content to our students, we don't want to spend so much time in refining the presentation of our images that it impacts our ability to spend time with them. In other words, sometimes good enough is good enough. In week 3, I'll walk you through some simple strategies that help you collect or create images that you can use in your final multimedia projects. These same strategies also can be used to add visual richness to your project websites. While we are using Pixlr, a free-to-use and multi-platform application, for our graphics editing demonstrations, please feel free to use a different application if you prefer, as the same principles will apply to other programs. Eventually, you'll be able to use your graphics in your website and multimedia projects. Also this week, you will add links to the useful material pages on your website. Think of this page as a collection of resources that other instructors might want to consider if they decide to try out your multimedia content in their own classes. Resources can be content specific, they can explore different pedagogical options, or they can offer additional insight into your project itself. In other words, the best way to think of the useful materials page is that it should contain information that would be of interest to you and your colleagues as associated with the focus of your multimedia project. Finally, you will work collaboratively on developing a marking guide that will help us evaluate graphic creation and editing, as well as your website development. By the end of the week, you will work in collaboration with your classmates and suggest a rubric that we will incorporate in our final assessment of your website projects. Developing this guide also will help you better understand your options as you develop your own web content. The common denominator of most effective websites today is their simplicity. Most of the early features associated with site development in the earlier days of the web have been stripped away so that attention is mainly focused on content. Interestingly, that's the same perspective that we're trying to encourage to you as you work on your websites and multimedia projects. So the key words for this week are simplicity and patience. Try the best that you can to develop functional graphics, but don't worry if they're not perfect. Like writing, you can fall into a trap of continuously revising. And at some point, you gotta say, I'm done. Take care, and I'm very excited to work with you on this week's content.